Alright, so I wanted to talk about my first camping trip with my buddies. So, it's my three friends and my brother. The five of us are going to first go to the store to get supplies. Now, we have a list of what we want on the menu. And so we go in, get the hot dogs, get the hot dog buns, hamburger buns, and of course, we grab cheese. Now, my friend doesn't like certain types of cheese, and so I like Swiss. So I ask him, "Okay, what kind of cheese do you want to get?" And he says, "Doesn't matter to me." But I know that's a lie. So I say, "Okay, how about Swiss?" He goes, "No, not Swiss." I said, "See, I know you hate Swiss, but you said it didn't matter to you. So you just lied to me." So, yeah, I've been holding on to that one for a while. And so he smiled and goes, "Okay, you're right." So we grab Swiss, we grab provolone and cheddar. And then we finish our shopping. We all pulled our money together for this, and my dad even gave us like $20. So we go in and we finish our shopping and we go over to the checkout. I'm looking at the total. I'm going, shoot. So that my friends know, hey, I don't have enough for the buns. And one of my friends says, "Let's go. I'll give you the money. You can pay me back later." And then my other friend and I look at each other, and he goes, "No, Dave, I'll pay for it, and you don't have to owe me anything." That's the way it's supposed to work. You see, when you're pulling your money in for a trip, everybody's paying for it. You don't tell somebody who, took the time to plan the trip that, hey, you can have my money, just pay me back later. I trusted him, so I gave him the money to hold on to. He was the one paying for everything while I was helping back. And when I got the money back, it didn't add up. Not that it's a big deal or anything, but I knew how much it cost, and I got the money back. And I'm going, huh. I was short. I didn't accuse him of pocketing the money. I didn't even bother with that. But I'm like, it's whatever. I'm not picky about it. The important thing is we're all gonna have fun. So we go to the camping spot, but unfortunately there was an accident, and so the road to where we wanted to go camp was closed. A semi had fallen over. So we went to a different location that we've only seen. We never actually went. And so we went there. And we set up camp. And it was a lot of fun. So we took two vehicles, one pickup truck, one Ford, I think it's a Ford Explorer. And we set up camp. This guy, he had an issue with what we brought. He didn't like that we brought a screen house. So a screen house is for your kitchen setup. So basically, it's like a tent, but with mesh all on every side, so you can see out of it. And we put our table in there. We put our propane stove in there, and he thought we brought too much stuff. And the whole time, he's worried that we're going to get kicked out because he's only gone to paid sites. We don't go to paid sites. We go to other sites that are free. And basically the way it works is as long as there is a fire pit or fireplace, you can camp there. We know that because during fire bans, they put red flags inside of those campfires. So, primitive camping is what it's called. We do that. And so, the entire time, he's freaking out that this isn't legal. It is. We've been doing this our whole lives. At the location we wanted to camp originally, my family's been camping there for 4 generations. We know the area very, very well. So, I don't care what he thinks, what he thinks is legal. All he's gone to is paid sites. He doesn't know about the rest of the world out there, so instead of trusting our judgment, he's just making a fit a lot of the time. And morale was down because of him for a while. Not from complaining, but he would try to be a normal guy like the rest of us, but it didn't pan out for him. So, an example of that was he brought his bow and arrow, or his bow and arrows, and we were doing target practice. Me with my throwing knives, and him with his bow and arrows. And my friend and I, always armed. This is what we camp with our families, constantly. And so, we got our swords, we got our throwing knives, we got a lot of stuff. I got some throwing stars. We're prepared. And my other friend gets a little, big, and he's like, yeah, I can take you with my bow and arrows. And my friend pipes in, yeah, and I can take you with my swords. Guy stuff. It's just a way that guys horse around. And that scared him. It scared him to the point where he actually thought that he was going to be killed that night. The friend that was talking about his swords and I were talking just like that doesn't... Ugh. It just put a damper on the mood. And then night came. And we wanted to play hide and go seek. We'd done our whole lives every night when we were camping. And so we did it. And we all hid. My friend, who was a downer, was it. So he was out seeking. I got free. My brother got free. I can't remember if he found our other friend or not. But point is, at this point, it's just my friend that had his swords, right? And he was just out there waiting. He loved hide and seek. He's a good hider. And so he's just out there. And my other friend who's looking for everybody is like, I need a flashlight. Now, mind you, he wanted to go to the military. And he's asking for a flashlight. Now, because I'm the group leader, I always have been, it was my call. My friends respected me enough to allow me to have the final say on some things, and because I knew everybody, and they didn't know everybody. 2 friends of mine grew up together, so it was good having my brothers or my brother and I with these 2. But my other friend was brand new to the group. I like him, so he was in. We have a lot in common, and so I'm looking at the situation. I'm like, what do I do? So finally, after a while, he's still complaining. So I said, okay, in about 5 seconds, I'm gonna start giving him a flashlight. So I better hurry up. He booked it. Got free. And then that was the end of the game, because nobody wanted to play with that guy again. So yeah, it dampened the mood the whole night. While we were all playing cards and having a great time, playing music with lights on and everything, my friend that was seeking decided to stay in his tent for the remainder of the night. And none of us understood. None of us. My other friend, good friend, who knew him, went to the tent to ask him if he wanted him to take him home. It's a drive. It's an hour and a half drive up there, and his rig takes $60 to fill. So I didn't feel right about doing that, but it's his call, if he wants to. My friend said no, he'll stay. Didn't want to be a burden, but yeah. So we had a good time despite that, though. We did some fencing. We had fun throwing knives and being guys, having talks and making a fire and having a great time with it. It was great. Great bonding for all of us. It's just that one friend. He was also the same friend that I threw that birthday party for that he forgot that I did. That I mentioned in the previous video. So yeah. Anyway, when we went home, dropped him off and asked if he had a good time. He goes, not really. I may not go camping again. Okay, that's fine. Everybody else had a great time. Everybody else was happy we went. We all loved it. It was a great trip. Besides his attitude, everything else went very, very well. We ate well. We had a great time. I wouldn't change anything about that camping trip. It was great. We loved that trip. I've gone camping with my other friend who wasn't originally part of the group before, and the two of us had a fantastic time. His mom made us these wonderful crab salad sandwiches, and having crab in the woods is phenomenal, I'll tell you. So yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. Him and I went exploring on our camping trip. Got lots of pictures. There's a beautiful view on top because he likes to camp on top of mountains where you got an overlook. Beautiful view. And so we took pictures, and he even took a nap on his cot in the sun. So he was nice and warm while I was out exploring. I slept in my tent. He slept in the truck. And that night, I got sick. I threw up. So I went to go let him know. And he goes, well, I'm not taking you home. I said, I wasn't letting you know to take me home. I'm not a quitter. It happens. I just want to let you know, I'm not feeling well. But, yeah, it was phenomenal. I love that trip with him. We had a lot of great conversations. We went out in the woods, explored, swords on our backs, and just, him and I've explored woods before like that. We just love it. We go on trails and go deeper into the woods and things with our swords and walkie-talkies and stuff, and we just really enjoy that kind of adventure. I'll talk about him for a bit because he's a fascinating character. So he likes going by different names. He's got a lot of different nicknames, like I do. I have a lot though. My Facebook had, I think, over 20 nicknames. So he looked at all that. He goes, "Damn, I need to start accumulating." And so, we were always together. We had the same style too. And more than once, we got mistaken for each other because we look alike. Back then, we looked alike. Even his own mother thought that a picture of me was him. So we always got along. We we met when I was 18, and he liked the mystery, so he never told anybody how old he was. He'd make up numbers or make up stuff, and he liked being a very mysterious character. So that's the way he rolled. He was a really cool person to be around, and we enjoyed each other's company. We recently reconnected briefly at a birthday party for my nephew, and as usual, he barely said anything about himself. It was mostly just me talking because he doesn't um, divulge information willingly. So you have to ask him specifically, and then he'll decide if he wants to tell you or not. Usually, he gives the whole "I don't see how that pertains to you" kind of speech. So getting him to talk is kind of difficult. But yeah, it was great seeing him again, talking to him. We both love weapons, knives, guns, that kind of stuff. We both have the same interests in things. Uh, he was a great addition to the team. It was like having my own clone, which I really liked. We dressed alike. We'd even have conversations. If we're gonna be someplace together, he'd give me a call. So, what do you want to wear today? And so we would decide, what jackets to wear. Normally, we wear the same kind of pants and shirts, so it just came down to what jacket we want to wear that day. I'm thinking denim. So we both wore our jean jackets. So jean jackets, leather jackets, that's the kind of stuff we wore. We had different hairstyles and different skin complexion because he was a mix between black and white. But he was awesome. Very relaxed kind of guy, very chill, and just easygoing. I miss hanging out with him. But he got very busy. As of right now, he's trying to fix up his home and work on getting his business started. So he's very busy. He works like all the time. So I don't see him much. I tried calling him. He doesn't always answer. Would love to go camping again with him. I want to try and make him go camping in the summer because he doesn't do many camping trips these days. But I want to try and get him to go. Yeah, he was great to hang out with. I really miss him. The stories we could tell, the adventures we had together were great, very very great. Um, so yeah, that camping trip taught me a lot about my friend group, and out of all of them, I think he's only one that is still willing to be in contact. It's just he's very busy. So I think having him and my other friend from an old job meeting and talking together would be really phenomenal. Um, the cool thing about my friend group is that we all had similar interests, and one of those interests was D&D, and so it would be really cool to see all of us, or at least my new friend, join in with the two of us and play. Because he's got roommates and they play all the time. So maybe someday we could all get together. But I don't know. He's very busy. So yeah, that was what I want to talk about. That camping trip was short. I don't remember a lot of it. Because it was so long ago, but it was fun. I got pictures of it. I got pictures of the one with me and my other friend, so we had a lot of fun. It was just life over time that separated us. Uh, but yeah. Um, Basically, we met him once and didn't know him very well. My alarm bells went off because I'm watching him walk. And in martial arts, I learned about someone's walk and their intention. And because he's the only one I came in contact with who walked with confidence, like I do, it separated him from the rest of the crowd. And I singled him out. And we started talking. And it was basically beliefs, what we believed in. So it was picking each other's brains on guns, knives, that kind of thing. What's the better weapon? He liked guns. I didn't. I like knives because knives take more skill to use, and they take longer to get that skill. Anyone can point a gun and shoot it. But to throw a knife takes skill, accuracy, the technique. So we talked about stuff like that, and then the next thing I know, my brother lets me know he's coming over. I'm like, you gave a stranger our address. Are you insane? So we hung out for a little bit, and then one day he came over to hang out, and this was during the winter, and we had a snowstorm. So a guy we barely knew was snowed in with us for a week. After that, he never left. Let's see. Because we met in the summer when I was 18. So, let's see. 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, so roughly 3 or 4 years. He never left. It wasn't until after my injuries, when I was 21, that he stopped coming around so much because he got very busy with his life. So that's the story of how we met him and what happened. Great guy. He brought a lot of fun to our lives. He brought a lot of adventure because he had a car, and he was near us. So he was our first friend with a car that lived near us who loved taking us places. If he had plans to go someplace, he always invited us. So it was really cool. Really cool. We had more in common than his other friends and him did. And I met his other friends. And they were great guys. No problem with them. The majority of them were great. So it was a lot of fun to hang out and meet his friends. We used to spend the night at his place, he would spend the night at our place, back and forth. Although it took 9 years before his mother met my family. And once she did, she was very happy to say, "Oh, so this is the other family that adopted my son." And yeah, it was really cool. My mom realized it was 9 years since they actually spoke or met his mother. And that was just due to timing. Back then, my dad was always working. My mom was homeschooling and stuff, so making time didn't really happen. But there's plans in the works of us taking her mushroom hunting next year and showing her around. So I gotta make sure that happens. But yeah, that was lots of fun. There's so many things my friends and I did way back when. Can't wait to talk more about them. Just an awesome time. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know this one's shorter than what you were expecting. But this one I wanted to keep short and straight to the point of some of my friends and what we did back then. There's more stories I can tell, but I'll say that for different videos, or a different video. But yeah, Um, Comments are appreciated, likes are appreciated, and if you want to know anything, please feel free to message me or leave a comment. Take care.